Essex, a helping hand with your land.
Neil from Essex here to answer a viewer question. If you'd like to send over a little video clip like this, if you hit me up at neilm, Neilm, at messex.com with a clip, I'm happy to respond to you on video. I think this is a cool format to be able to share what's happening with customers and also be able to bring the dealership perspective to things as well.
Hello, Neil from Essex. My name is Harvey Gibbons and I'm from the United Kingdom. So I was hoping that you would be able to help me select and choose the right Kubota tractor and model for the applications that I need a tractor for. I'm going to be hauling a trailer. So I have horses and they obviously produce a lot of bedding, so I need to take that poo and that waste away in a big trailer. So I don't want to be doing it every single day. I want it to be doing like once a week. So I want to buy quite a big trailer, like a 2 or a 3 ton trailer that I can tow on the back to take the waste away. Also want a front loader. This tractor doesn't have a front loader, but I'd like a front loader with a bucket with the quick steer couplers on the front, and also to quickly remove the front loader from the tractor as well, so you can just sit in the seat and you can just deploy the stand and you can take it off. Remove mud with the front loader and the bucket, stones. Also I want to buy a front forklift pallet fork attachment so I can pick up big bags. I will be doing some mowing. I won't be doing finished mowing as such, but I will want a big cutter, like we call it a flail here in the UK. And I also want to do some chain harrowing, and I don't know what you guys call it, but chain harrowing for us is where we tow a metal attachment at the back, and it's got teeth, metal teeth that dig into the ground, and that is used to break up the soil and removes, and it's great because it rakes a lot of the rubbish off the land as well. And you mostly use that if you have horses. So it's great because you use it at the end of winter and the start of summer and spring, and it basically spreads the horse poo around in the field, which helps to fertilize the grass, and it rakes all of the sticks and the rubbish off, and it just breaks up the soil, which helps the grass to grow better in the summer and the spring, and it really helps to nourish and helps the grass to grow very quickly.
The reason why I picked up this particular video is because I thought the context of this being a non-American tractor is really interesting and could shed a lot of light on what the larger global industry of the tractor market looks like. If you follow through the question here, the gentleman had a large B series tractor, and for the most part seemed to be pretty happy with how it performed, but maybe looking for something with a little bit more capacity. This one took a lot of research for me actually, because this wasn't as easy as going to my repertoire of the tractors that I have out here in the parking lot and rattling off what the next model up was. One thing that you may not realize when you look at a manufacturer's product line is that when you go between countries, these tractors are not necessarily at all the same. Each country has its own regional expectations for the government mandated safety equipment that's going to be on a piece of equipment, and also how that machine is used. What we would have here in the United States is a rural lifestyle market is actually not very typical in a lot of other countries where tractors are looked at purely for their agricultural or municipal type uses. You don't have this consumery type aspect to it that we have here in the US. If you were to look at that tractor there, that's a large B series machine. So if you're going to say that you're happy with the capacities of that machine, looking for another like unit like that, in the United States here, be a B2650, or over in Europe, an B2231, completely different. If you're wanting to go a little bit bigger than that, here in the United States, we would go into our standard L series. But if you're looking across the pond, I believe it's called an ST, and that is hard even for me to figure out, because when you go through those spec sheets and you look at the pictures, things look surprisingly different. Even some of the cosmetics are different. When tractors with these model differences, be it just the model number on the side of the hood or actual equipment differences like you're gonna see here, cross between countries, that becomes what's referred to as gray market. Gray market is most frequently seen with old used machines, but you'll see here this can happen with new stuff as well, although it's a lot less common. When you go and you look across the back of the tractor that I'm standing beside here, here and the one that you see here in the video, there's a lot of different feature differences specifically on the back end of the machine. So you're going to notice that there's an electronic trailer brake connector, there's rear view mirrors, and there's some shielding and stuff here in the back of the machine. In some cases in other countries, you'll even find circumstances where the 3-point hitches might be completely different, or the PTOs even spin the opposite direction. There's a lot of regionalized differences between machines, between different countries. And so that's part of why when we go over and we pick through some of the things on a machine and we look at where switches and buttons and knobs and that kind of thing are, sometimes you'll see knockouts and stuff or blank areas where it looks like something should be but nothing is offered. It could be because that's being done in another country for that local market. So as far as a recommendation goes, there wasn't a whole lot of meat here in the video for me to latch onto and really make a good recommendation for a tractor going forward, other than it sounds like it might be a little small for some of what you might want to do in the future, and taking that next step up would be to your benefit. But I thought for all of us, the opportunity to look around a modern offshore European tractor and notice the differences between what we have here in the American market was just particularly interesting. So if you're in our local area and you're looking for a piece of equipment and we can help, or if you have parts or service needs, give us a call at Messick's. We're available at 800-222-3373 or online at messicks.com.
Hello, Neil from Messick's. My name is Harvey Gibbons and I'm from the United Kingdom. And I just wanted to say that I absolutely love your YouTube channel, and I love the Kubota tractors that you show and all of the equipment that you show and explain to us. I'm a really big fan of Kubota because I've used this tractor and I really like Kubota. So I'm just a big fan of your YouTube channel, so keep up the good work in making videos, and I hope you're safe and stay safe. So I was hoping that you would be able to help me select and choose the right Kubota tractor and model for the applications that I need a tractor for. So this is not actually my tractor, this is my friend's tractor, and it's quite an old tractor. It's a B2530 Kubota compact tractor. So they don't make this tractor anymore, and it is quite old because it's got the old style of the grille at the front here, and it doesn't have the bars to protect it across the front. And also the when you lift the hood, the sides doesn't lift up with it. It's actually a separate assembly, so you actually have to unscrew the bolts to take off these sides. It doesn't lift up with the hood. So it's quite an old style of Kubota tractor. But I was hoping that you would be able to help me find a suitable model that is kind of the same size and maybe even bigger if I need it to be. But I wouldn't want anything smaller than this type of tractor. I definitely wouldn't want anything smaller because then it's not going to do the tasks that I need it to do very well. So anything this kind of size and upwards is good. There are a few features that I'd like my tractor to have. For example, I do want it to have the 3-gear selector, so the high, medium and low. So that's one of the features that I'd like the tractor to have, and I know a lot of the BX tractors don't have this feature. I'd also want my 3-point hitch to have the numbers 1 to 8, the selector. So I want the 3-point hitch to have the selector for the height from 1 to 8, because that's just going to make life a lot much more easier. I also want the tractor with a hydrostatic transmission, so I want the hydrostatic pedal like this one. I quite like this old kind of design. I don't know if it's worth stepping up to hydrostatic transmission plus. I don't know if that's worth doing that, but I will let you decide whether you think that is appropriate for me to buy or not. But personally, I do quite like the hydrostatic transmission. So this is the tractor that I use a lot, and I'm quite comfortable in it, and I do like it. So I quite like the compact tractor series. So the task that I'm going to need is I'm going to be hauling a trailer. So I have horses, and they obviously produce a lot of bedding, so I need to take that poo and that waste away in a big trailer. So I don't want to be doing it every single day. I want it to be doing like once a week. So I want to buy quite a big trailer, like a a 2 or a 3 ton trailer that I can tow on the back to take the waste away, and this tractor can pull up to 2 tons. So that is probably the main job that I'm going to be doing with the tractor. Mostly is taking that trailer away. Also want a front loader. This tractor doesn't have a front loader, but I'd like a front loader with a bucket with the quick steer couplers on the front, and also to quickly remove the front loader from the tractor as well, so you can just sit in the seat and you can just deploy the stand and you can take it off with the manifold with the quick coupler as well. That would be really, really nice. So I want to move mud with the front loader and the bucket, stones. Also I want to buy a front forklift pallet fork attachment so I can pick up big bags, 1 ton dumpy bags of materials that you buy from shops and that kind of stuff. So I want to be able to pick that up and move that around. I will be doing some mowing. I won't be doing finished mowing as such, but I will want a big cutter, like we call it a flail here in the UK, which is a cutter that goes on the back of the tractor. So it's an agricultural cutter, it's not a finished cutter. So I do want a cutter to go on the back as well for thorny hedges and that kind of stuff. And I also want to do some chain harrowing, and I don't know what you guys call it, but chain harrowing for us is where we tow a metal attachment at the back, and it's got metal teeth that dig into the ground, and that is used to break up the soil and removes, and it's great because it rakes a lot of the rubbish off the land as well, and you mostly use that if you have horses. So it's great because you use it at the end of winter and the start of summer and spring, and it basically spreads the horse poo around in the field, which helps to fertilize the grass, and it rakes all of the sticks and the rubbish off, and it just breaks up the soil, which helps the grass to grow better in the summer and the spring, and it really helps to nourish and helps the grass to grow very quickly. So that is another main thing that I'll be doing, and I'll show an example of the chain harrow so you understand what that is. Here in the UK, our tractors are slightly different from the US. For example, we have our lights here, as you can see, and we also have our lights here at the back, and we don't have them up here on the fender. We also have a special place for our number plate, which is this plate here, which is where we bolt our number plate onto. Also, our roll bar is actually curved, so it actually curves over the head of the operator, which gives it more protection instead of just being straight up. So our roll bars actually curve and basically provide a little bit of head protection as well, so it actually curves over the operator's head. And I also quite like my tractor to have a 4-wheel drive selector here. This tractor has turf tyres, but we call them lawn tyres on, which are right for the summer, the spring, but in the winter they just suck, because in the UK it just rains and rains and rains and rains and rains in the winter. So these have absolutely no chance in the mud, and definitely the trailer is going to be needed to be removed mostly in the winter, because that's when the horses will be inside the stables and we need to take the horse poo away. So I was probably thinking of the R4 industrial tyres, in my opinion, but if you had another suggestion, then that would be really, really helpful. So these are the kind of the tasks that I'm looking at: mowing, moving with the front loader, moving trailers, quite big trailers, and I might buy another trailer for just general purpose trailer, so to move stones or whatever around, just general purpose kind of moving. And then also the flail, the cutter at the back, and also the chain harrow for breaking up the soil. So I hope you will choose and answer my question, and helping me to select the right Kubota tractor for my needs. So here is the chain harrow. It's basically just like a big metal rake, and it has these sharp prongs and these sharp metal teeth that help it dig into the ground, and so it just pins onto the back of the tractor through this loop, and it's basically just a big enormous rake that's attached to this bar, and it's just all connected together by these links. So here's an example of the size of trailer that I'm looking at getting. So this trailer will last us for about a week before it needs to be emptied, so it's quite a big trailer, but that B2530 will be able to pull it, but in the winter it just struggles. It is unbelievable. So this trailer has a 3-ton axle on it, but obviously the tractor can only pull 2 tons, but it's nice to have a bit of leeway, if you like. So this is the kind of the size of the trailer